Hello stock traders, I hope all of you have had a fantastic day and a fantastic week so far. I know this market has been tough. It is so important not only to have strategies for when the market is going to go up and everything is very bullish, but also what to do and what to look for if the market is going bearish, and when it goes bearish, to have strategies and ways of making money in a bearish market. It's so important. In today's video, I am going to give you a fresh 5 stocks that could squeeze at any time. Now, last week's stocks did not do very well. A lot of that had to do with the market and the market turning south on us like it did. It really heavily moved south, and so it was tough to make money with a short squeeze strategy. If you followed my short squeeze strategy with price alerts and volume alerts, you wouldn't have bought any of these. You would have stayed out of all of them and just been on the sidelines all week as far as the list goes. But I'm going to cover how those did over the last week. Personally, in my all stock account, I am up 142.89% gain so far this year. My goal was a 300% gain for the year in that all stock account. I also do options, and I do that in a separate account. And I also have a crypto wallet where I trade cryptos, and I have those and all different strategies for all different types of whether it be assets or whether it be options, so on and so forth. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before and you like the content of this channel, consider subscribing and turning on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. I have some links down below I need to quickly let you know about. First of all is Webull. I trade with it each and every day. I use it as my options trading account. I love trading options on Webull. Also, I love how I can trade as so early in the morning, late in the evening. If you're wanting free stocks and you're looking for a powerful broker, please check that out in the link in the description down below. You will get free stocks by signing up through that way. Also, I have a link for BlockFi. I use BlockFi for my cryptos, for a lot of the cryptos that I mine, because I do some mining with some different crypto mining. Most of my trading I do in my Coinbase account, but I do like BlockFi because I can earn interest and it just compounds over time. It's really great. If you are looking for some free crypto, click on that link down below. You'll get some free money for that. We also have our Patreon group each and every day. I work with, and all of us traders really try to help one another. So if you're looking for a powerful group, there's lots of great trading ideas all the time, whether it be from me or some of my buddies like John or Kevin or a lot of the other guys that are in there. If you are looking for some different strategies and some different ways to trade and to learn some things about the stock market, we're always talking different strategies and such. Check it out. We have a link in the description down below. I hope to see you there. There should be a level that is perfect for you and based on how you trade. I am not a financial advisor, so of course you need to do your own due diligence. Always look carefully into your own stocks. Okay, so let's cover how last week's did. Now, this is if you bought the stock on Friday morning when the video came out and you held for the entire week, which is not what I recommend. What I recommend is that you put a volume alert. And if you're wondering, well, how do I do that? And what you're looking for is a volume spike. And I like to use Stock Alarm, and I set that. It's an app on my phone. I set that up. I'm not endorsed by them or anything of that nature. I'm just kind of sharing that with you, and that it's a really handy tool to look for. You should check it out in the App Store. But I set up the volume spike alert, and then I look when I see that alert on my phone. I take a look at the stock, and if it's moving up, most likely it is squeezing. If it is moving down, then it is to be ignored and not to enter. And so that's how I look at it, and that's how I do those alerts. And I include extra hours, so after hours and early market hours. You can do that on the app, and I include that so that I get notified even when it's pre-market or after market that the stock is spiking or falling. Okay, so let's cover the first one was BTCM, and over the entire week, if you would have held it, you would have had a 20.14% loss. Absolutely awful. So the market really killed a lot of these small caps, and all of these did really poorly. Number 4 was SPRT, and if you were to hold that all week, you would have finished down 11.64%. Number 3 was BTBT, and if you would have held that all week, you would have finished down 21.67%. Number 2 was NURO, and if you were to hold that all week, you would have finished down 18.09%. And number 1 was NRXP, and it did awful also, finished down 23.46%. But the week previous, a lot of those picks did really, really fantastic. So we had ahpi that surged over 100% on a short squeeze, and there were quite a few of those that squeezed upwards, but the market was a lot better on those days. So none of these alerted all week long that I was looking at. Support was close. SPRT, pick number 4, was close, but it didn't quite satisfy. It never got that volume spike alert on it. So anyway, it's one of those things where, you know, this is a list that has all the things you're looking for in a short squeeze. So the shorts are under a lot of pressure, and so if there's any kind of positive buying pressure, these can really, really move upwards and spike upwards quickly. That is the type of picks and type of stocks that are on this. So here we go, new list. Number 5 is nymx. This is on the NASDAQ, and this is nymx. And they have an average of 2.25 days average to cover. And you can see this thing has had some big spikes that have been really, really fast. So 2.25 average days. So here in the next few days, we should see a big spike on this. It only has a short percentage of 6.18%. So that's a little bit lower than I like to look for. I usually look for above 10%. But I really like how the borrow fee rate is 25.23%. If you are not familiar with what the borrow fee rate is, when you short shares, you have to pay interest on those shares to your broker, and the 25% is the average interest rate of borrowing those shares. Okay, so you can see this thing's really moved upwards. We have a positive cross here. We've had a pullback from overbought levels here on the RSI. So this is pulled back to a nice level. We could get a squeeze upwards, and this could continue to squeeze upwards and be really powerful. This would be a great one to put a volume spike alert on and wait for that price action to take over. I think this one could be good. We shall see. All right, the next is ticker symbol ALF, and I have a lot of people in my group that have been trading this. I have not been. I've not been interested in this, but I might trade it based upon these factors. It has an average days to cover of 0.02. So those shorts have to cover, like they're at the end, they have to cover it. It's only a 7.23% short float, short percentage though. And so that's kind of low. That's the only thing I don't like about this, but this was as high as 2250. So this could spike. This has had some fantastic news, and it really didn't move on the news, which was really too bad. But a 59.67% borrow fee rate. Okay, so on the RSI, we have a little bit of negative after today, today being Thursday in aftermarket, seeing it move downwards. So Friday morning, it'll be interesting to see if this bounces back and does anything. So far at after hours, it's really not doing anything, but that 59% borrow fee rate should get some of those short sellers pretty anxious, and with only 0.02 average days to cover, they could pop this up and then re-short it and go back down if they have high conviction that it's going to move lower. But anyway, this is a really great one. I think it's got the possibility of squeezing. I like it. It has a lot of those things that you look for. Number 3 is ticker symbol ANY. This is traded on the NASDAQ, and this is Spear 3D, and an average days to cover of 0.09. So not very much time left to cover. So Friday, we could get a nice little spike out of this. So only an 8.43% short percentage, so a little bit higher than the others. But a 79.96% borrow fee rate. That is very, very high, very expensive to short this stock. And so we have this gap down here that has now been closed to the downside. So we have this new gap that's to the upside all the way up here to 538. That would be a really nice jump. And so gaps usually get filled, and so that is something to look for. I think that this one could spike and could be a great one for all of us if it gets that volume behind it. Of course, I know that there are a lot of stocks that could get volume behind it, but this one has a very high chance of moving. Okay, this is one we've had in the past. This is number 2. Number 2 is AHPI. This is Allied Healthcare, and this was a big winner from 2 weeks ago. And I think it's one to look at again. Only 0.10 average days to cover. So again, this thing could really, really fly. This is a lot higher short percentage. It's at a 19.24% short percentage. The borrow fee rate is 104%. That is absolutely nuts. This is very, very expensive to short. And there's no gaps to fill here. It looks like every gap, there's no gaps anywhere. So that's kind of interesting. That's usually not how it is, but we could see this really fly upwards with that short average days to cover, that high borrow fee rate, and the high short percentage could create a manic kind of panic moving upwards. The key will be, is our buyers going to re-enter the market? I know the market has been kind of tough, and that's the only thing kind of holding a lot of these short squeezes back, is that there has not been a lot of buyers in this last week. All right, let's move to number one. Number one, and this showed up number one on my scanner, very, very high levels, and I'm going to kind of talk about it. This is NAOV. This is on the NASDAQ. This is Vibronics. Okay. Anyway, it's got an average days to cover of 0.04. So tomorrow, it's very, very short. So this could move upwards. We could see it move upwards, spike, and then get reshorted again and go back down. This will be a good one to have a spike alert on. Anyway, a volume spike alert on 30.19% short percentage. Very, very high. And so with that high float in the average days to cover and a 129% borrow fee rate. So that's how much it costs to borrow shares at this time. All of those things together, this could be magical. This could be a really, really nice move. I think this could be really good. I'm going to set up a volume alert, and if I see it moving up with volume, and I know a squeeze is on, and I will be happily going in there to day trade it, typically with that type of situation. Sometimes you can hold these over multiple days, but again, what can happen is that the shorts get out, and when do they get out? After it spikes upwards, they reshort it at a higher level. And so there are lots of investors who do that. That's something you need to keep in mind. So most of the time I day trade these. There's sometimes that I hold these, but these are not like AMC and Clove and some of those others, which Clove had never squeezed really. I mean, had that one squeeze, but nothing yet. AMC was a great mover, and it was definitely a multi-day mover, but now it's just kind of gotten worn out, and there's just not enough excitement behind it and enough buyers in the market to really move it upwards. I like these a little bit better because they have a short amount of days to cover, they have a high short percentage, and high borrow fee rates, and those are the three things that I look for in a short squeeze. Anyway, I wish all of you the best in the market. Hopefully this gives you some help with the market being down. You know, there are some gems in there, but they are tougher to find. I wish you all the best in finding the best stocks. If you have any kind of questions for me, please reach out to me in the comment section down below. I wish you all the best, and Raythoven out.